Poland. For some, the land of their ancestors, for others, a mystery on the map of Europe. But one thing is certain. This country, often underestimated, played a key role in shaping the fate of the entire continent. For centuries, Poland stood guard over Western civilization, being a shield against invasions from the east, south, and west. Many of the battles that took place on Polish soil had not only local, but also international significance, deciding the fate of entire nations and drawing borders on the map of Europe for centuries. It was on the battlefields from fortified Vienna to the frosty fields of Bzura that the Poles proved their valor, sacrifice, and unyielding spirit. In this journey into the depths of history, we will uncover forgotten stories of heroism, sacrifice, and determination. This is the story of the great battles of the Poles, how they defended Europe, and how the world forgot about it. Imagine, the year 1683, Europe trembles before the might of the Ottoman Empire. The Turks, like a swarm of locusts, devastate the Balkans, approaching the heart of Christian Europe. Vienna, the pride of the Habsburgs, the last bastion, besieged by the army of Sultan Mehmed IV. The specter of downfall hangs over the city, and with it the threat of the conquest of the entire continent. In this hour of trial, the King of Poland, Jan III Sobieski, comes to the rescue with his hussars. Polish knights adorned with wings race at breakneck speed to crush the Muslim hordes. The Battle of Vienna is not just a clash of two armies, it is a clash of two worlds, two cultures, two religions. And it is the Poles, under the leadership of Sobieski, who become the defenders of faith and freedom, saving Europe from Turkish domination. The year 1410, the fields of Grunwald. On one side, the Knights of the Teutonic Order, arrogant and cruel, convinced of their power. On the other, the Polish-Lithuanian army, led by King Władysław Jagiello, ready to defend their land. The battle that took place will forever be etched in the annals of history. Grunwald is not only an example of Jagiello's military genius, but also a symbol of resistance against German expansion to the east. It was here on the fields of Grunwald that the Teutonic Knights, for the first time, tasted the bitterness of defeat, learning respect for the Poles and Lithuanians. This victory was of colossal significance for the future of Poland and Lithuania, but also for all of Central Europe, stopping the expansion of the order and changing the balance of power in the region. The year 1944, the hill of Monte Cassino in Italy, fortified by the Germans, becomes a symbol of resistance for the Allies. 3 bloody battles brought no resolution. Then the soldiers of the 2nd Polish Corps, under the command of General Władysław Anders, enter the battlefield. For them, it is not just a battle, it is a personal crusade. These soldiers, rescued from Soviet labor camps, are fighting not only for the freedom of Europe, but also for the honor of their homeland, occupied by the Germans and Soviets. The capture of Monte Cassino is paid for with the blood of thousands of Polish soldiers. Their sacrifice opens the way to Rome for the Allies, but above all, it proves to the world the unyielding spirit of the Poles, fighting for their own freedom and that of others, even in the most hopeless situations. The year 1920, young Poland, barely reborn after years of partitions, stands on the brink of destruction. The Bolshevik army, carried by the wave of revolution, crosses the borders of the Republic, aiming to ignite a communist fire throughout Europe. Warsaw, the capital, trembles to its foundations and Europe holds its breath. Then he enters the stage, Marshal Józef Pilsudski, visionary, strategist, man of providence. The Battle of Warsaw, called the Miracle on the Vistula, is a testament to Pilsudski's military genius and the determination of Polish soldiers. It is here on the outskirts of Warsaw that the Bolshevik horde is crushed and Europe is saved from the Red Terror. The world is astonished, and Poland proves that it is and will be a bastion of freedom. Chapter 5, Tarnobrzeg, 1667, the Russian bear at Poland's feet. The year 1667, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, weakened by wars, becomes a tempting morsel for its neighbors. From the west, the Swedes are pressing, and from the east, Russian hordes are approaching, eager to snatch a piece of the Polish pie for themselves. The war with Russia is a series of betrayals, intrigues, and bloody clashes. Amidst this chaos, near Tarnobrzeg, the Polish army, led by King Michael Korybut Wisniewicki, inflicts a crushing defeat on the Russians. This victory, though paid for with many casualties, shows that Poland, even weakened, can defend its borders and repel enemy attacks. It is proof that the spirit of struggle and sacrifice for one's homeland are stronger than adversity. Chapter 6. Poitiers, 732. Polish riders and the Islamic tide. Let's go back in time to the 8th century, to the time when Europe trembled before the expansion of Islam. Muslim armies, under the banners of the Prophet, crossed the Pyrenees, conquering the Iberian Peninsula. Their goal is to conquer all of Europe, to impose their religion and law. In 732, at Poitiers in France, a battle takes place that will forever decide the fate of the continent. The Frankish army led by Charles Martel faces the Muslim invaders. Among the Franks fighting side by side with them are Polish riders, sent to help by Charles. Their courage and valor contribute to the victory that halts the Islamic advance to the west and saves Europe from the Caliphate. Chapter 7. Bzura, 1939. On the ruins of honor, in the fire of German aggression, September 1939. Germany, breaking all pacts and treaties, attacks Poland. World War II begins. The technological advantage of the Germans is overwhelming, but the Poles put up fierce resistance. On the Bzura, a small river in central Poland, the largest battle of the September campaign takes place. For 2 weeks, Polish soldiers, poorly armed but full of determination, hold back the German offensive. The Battle of Bzura is an example of heroism and sacrifice, but also an example of the strategic genius of commanders who, in a hopeless situation, were able to inflict heavy losses on the enemy. Although the battle ends in a tactical victory for the Germans, the Poles prove to the world that they will not give up without a fight. Bzura is a symbol of Polish resistance that will never die. In conclusion, remembrance of heroes, a lesson for the future. From Vienna to Bzura, from Grunwald to Monte Cassino, Poles have shed their blood for centuries in defense of their own and your freedom. These battles are not just dry historical facts, they are a testament to the courage, sacrifice, and steadfastness of a nation that never lost hope, even in the face of the greatest adversity. Today, as Europe faces new challenges, it is worth remembering those who gave their lives for its freedom. Remembering heroes is not only a moral obligation, but also a lesson for future generations, a reminder that freedom is not given once and for all, that it must be cherished and defended. Let the history of Poland, the history of the struggle for freedom, be an inspiration and a warning to us all. May the memory of those who fell forever remain in our hearts. Let us remember them, for thanks to them, we live in a free world.